All right, all right, all right. Mr. Clarence, it's that time again. It's that time
Well, let's
again, man.
get it on.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's get into it, man. Um, um, we glad to be back again. We locked in at I-Kare. We down like 4 flat tires on the dump truck. Let's go on and get to the topics of the day. What you got? What you got on tap for us today, Clarence?
We talked about distorted thinking and how to switch that thing over to a from a negative to a positive. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of distorted thinking?
You know, starting off on my journey, I had a thought process of everything that I can't do. All the can't do's. I can't get no job because of my record. I can't do this. I can't do that, and put myself in such a low statement concerning my circumstances. But I didn't hold on to what God gave me. See, I came out and I was ready to be a so-called citizen, and I got let down because of I wanted a job, but everybody would nobody give me a job. I tried to get a job. I did all the right things, but I got discouraged on the third no. So I went back to doing me. And I didn't think about the consequences of doing me.
That part, that part, that part. And so in the continuum of everything, you was basically like, all right, well, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot going against me, but I created a lot going against me. And I was comfortable not doing nothing. But my connection with God showed me that I needed to be more than. See, coming out of a thinking of, okay, I'm good at cleaning up bathrooms for 98 cents a day, but I won't go and flip a burger and cut my mustache off for $9 an hour. I won't go shave for $10 an hour because I believe that I got rights.
Like that's beneath you.
I know that I got responsibility. Yes, I know I got responsibilities, but if I can't get employment, I can't fulfill my responsibilities. But because I got standards and morals, because I've been clean for 72 hours, I got morals, and I'm not flip burgers. Me? Oh, my homies can't see me flipping no burgers, but they can watch me clean up a toilet for 98 cents a day.
Hmm.
Now, that's distorted thinking.
Distorted thinking, distorted thinking. That's distorted thinking. So the self deception, the excuses, the negative thinking, the woe is me is going, what if, what if I'm walking across the street where the job is and I get hit by a bus, you know, all disparage me. I can't go to school because if I go to school, then I won't. It's a waste of time. It's it's time consuming. I'm gonna have to put in a little work while everybody else is out playing. Distortion. Things is constantly in your backyard, uh, and ain't nothing out there. If you know what I mean, it ain't nothing out there. But I'm gonna make excuses why I can't clean the yard. Um, and while we're there, Clarence, um, I remember growing up, man. Everybody in my hood had an excuse why they couldn't get out of it. I'm telling you, we sit there and they said, well, such and such, man, I can go make a couple of dollars here. And I was like, well, I'm going to the military. And everybody was like, man, nah, man, going in that white man's army and all of this stuff. And they had all the excuses in the world, man. You can't be the pig, you can't be the police. They all dirty and all of this stuff. Well, now I get a retirement check from both of them. And those people, some of those people, Clarence, I hate to say, they still there in the hood, still holding up the same wall they did 40 years ago. So
They're holding the block down.
Still holding the block down. And so you get to a point where the rubber has to meet the road, and you have to knock down some of that stuff from your past and all of those things and go forward. I tell my people all the time, man, there's a big old world out here that's built on goal setting and moving forward. So give us some a little bit on your thoughts on. We're gonna break it down in a little bit, but your thoughts on goal setting. Goal setting. So not we did distortion on goal setting.
So here it is, right? You start. I had to start with the small things, like get up and just make my bed up. I had to I had to start with just making my bed every day. Can I put my bed making as precedence? Can I put that ahead? Those that small thing gave me hope. So when I went on a job interview, so I went to go get employment, and the first person came that I came in contact with told me no. And as I was walking out the door, I heard somebody in the room say that I can't believe that he applied here. And I got so angry with myself because I allowed myself to get into this predicament. And so I called a mentor and I spoke to my mentor about it. And he said, so you just gonna let one no stop you? And I thought about it. I've been told no a whole bunch. So no don't have no power. So now I'm reared up. Now I'm fired up. I'm finna see how many no's I'm finna get. So it took me 498 no's before somebody said yes.
Wow, wow, wow. How did you prepare yourself for the no's?
Remember that what is it called? It was a show that was going on that if you reach a certain amount of things, the Guinness Book of Rare Records, and I said, I wonder how many people and how many of those a person got a job. to find a job. And I would go, I'm trying to get to 1,000 no's, so I started getting a little work. But I was determined because I had responsibilities that I had to resolve. And that was at the forefront. And that's what motivated me. But after so many no's, I got motivated to see how many no's can I get. I wasn't going to go back. I wasn't going back to the streets because I had made up my mind that me and the streets had to get a divorce. So I had to do something. And so our whole journey of employment began on how many no's can I get.
Yeah, yeah. That's one way of doing it. Man, that was. So you just kept focused on, hey, how many? Up there go another one. Up there go another one. Up there go another one.
I
You
kept
kept
track.
track. That's kind of. I didn't quite do it the same way that you did, except for when it came to women. My wife, I tried to figure out how many times she would tell me no before I got a yes. It took a while. It took a while, but we she finally said yes. She finally said yes, and we happy about it. I think she happy about it. Nah, she's really happy about it. But we when we think about that though, that journey that you took us on with the nose to get your yes, you know, you you had to prepare for that. Though that is goal driven. And goal driven is setting clear objectives, structured progress, staying the course, knowing what objectives you're going to hit, and understanding that there will be blowback, but the object is you're staying focused on things that you have put together to make yourself successful. So you already shared the personal story. We're gonna go on into the distorted setting. We're gonna go ahead. Let's go on there. I mean, we already in there. You could have at one time said in the midst of those no's, like, man, forget it. You could have moved away from the objective. You could have said, nah, I'm cool. You could have walked away from the goal, but you hung in there. But some people, Clarence, they're not able to do that. Um, they they they
That's
they
right.
they're not ready to really notice what uh, on how to get to the goals. They're stuck in their distortion. So give us some examples of distorted thinking. What should they
You
what should our
know,
audience be looking for? What should they be looking for?
this is the sad truth about it, right? Even something as simple as going to a recovery meeting, and I start poking holes in the meeting. I don't like that meeting. It's not. I don't like that meeting. I don't like who talks. I don't like that person. I don't like the way they look at me. And not too long ago, if I think about it, not too long ago, I was the guy living in an abandoned house. I was the guy that, had on dirty clothes. So when a person starts poking holes in everything that's presented to them on getting equipped to get on the journey, they start poking holes in everything. They won't give nothing a try because I did it already. I did it, it didn't work. I began to avoid accountability. Well, okay, I'm mad at so and so, but what's your part in it though? Oh, they did this to me. They did that, and they won't allow me to do it. You know, it takes me back to when I was in sober living, and I would go to the food bank and get jars of peanut butter. Cause I mean, you can live. I wasn't trying to, roof crisp everything. So peanut butter, and you wake up in the middle of the night, somebody that ate your peanut butter. So I started calling them, peanut butter pimping, because of the fact that I went and got that food, but I had to begin to understand other people weren't motivated. So they hit an easy lick because everybody sleeps, so you can't, you know, pinpoint who did it. So I began to do this. Go get a whole bunch of peanut butter and leave it on the table. Whoever wanted can eat it. That saved my sanity. But and have this conversation about the way that we look at things coming into recovery. Some of us is still in the very mindset.
Hey, Clarence,
Me, me, me.
your it's distorted. I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. It went out.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, you're back now. Okay, you're back now. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, we had a glitch. Yeah, we had a glitch somewhere, but we gonna keep rolling. And people avoid accountability. That's a big one. Avoid accountability is a big one because in recovery, it teaches me so much not to look at the other person and looking at myself. And being able to look at myself, I become realistic in the situation. And that leads me to my goal setting. Do I set unrealistic goals for myself? Goals that I can't reach. I'm gonna go. I don't got a license. I need the car, but I don't got a license. But I could get my license in 6 months if I don't get no ticket. So what? Why would I set my goal on a car when I'm not even allowed to drive a car?
Wow.
Why would I begin to look at achieving what Mr. Jones next door got when I'm not even ready for that? Why would I want $10,000 and I can't even keep a dollar for a day? You know? So this is where the 12-step principle takes precedence and affording me to relearn some coping skills, looking at me for who I really am, and allowing me to meet those principles and begin to realistic goals for myself. Because if I set a unrealistic goal, you got a doctor, and I don't. So I can't set up there and use your information for myself and expect for you to be okay with
Right.
it. So I have to play the cards game that's dealt to me. How I know how to play it. You know, you might drive a Lexus. I might ride a bike. 9 times out of 10, if we go to the same place, you might get faster, but I'll get there.
Get there. Yep.
I'm gonna get there and don't have to deal with nobody.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like, okay, I got a car, you got a bike. We going to whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. We going to a certain destination. Your thinking stops once you get there. As far as I'm there now, I can start on my next goal, which is actually attending the event. My goal is to find a parking spot. You can pull in pretty much anywhere and make your parking spot. Um, that's bright side thinking. That's 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 what goes. Okay, I'm going to, let's just say for the sake of argument, we're going to a ball game. Everybody knows at a ball game, depending on where you are, parking is going to be terrible, right? It's going to be terrible, and the object is what we all want to do is 30, $40 more than you to park. That's a fact. That's a fact. So depending on which way you look at it, uh, I'll say we both share great things that could come out of looking at it different ways. Instead of you saying, "Man, I have everything is okay," um, looking at things from the bright side is what I'm getting at. Is go to my NA meeting. I can go to my A meeting because I got to ride a bike there. I'm tired. I'm you know, I just don't feel like I don't feel like it. Whereas you can say, man, I need to go, you know, or I don't want to. From the car perspective, from the car perspective, man, put no gas in the car. Then I got to go over there, you know. And what if somebody see me in my hoop? You know, I, I know people. I know people who will not go to certain events because of what they drive or what is being perceived with ability. Setting unrealistic expectations or perfectionism when you get to where you're going. I just use those two examples because they're prevalent in our society. Society has put so much pressure on us to distort bad information, which costs us uh, uh, the cost of a fulfilled life. What you think about that, man?
And recovery lifestyle, it teaches me how to want what I got and be grateful for what I got. Because looking at that bike not too long ago, I was walking. I was Ike and Mike, and I had a BMW. You know, that's a brother walking. You know, and so now I'm grateful for the bike. If I keep a little oil on it, it's gonna get me to where I need to go. See, in recovery, I begin to build a gratitude list. I'm grateful for the walk, but I'm more grateful for the bike because it cuts time in half.
Yeah.
And so now here it is, and I get to save a little more money so I can get my license, so I can get the car. And when I get the car, I can save up a little more and get the apartment. But I'm grateful because I come out of a place that had three hots and a cot, and I couldn't ride a bike. I couldn't go out the neighborhood. I can just go in a circle. So now here it is. How how ungrateful am I because of the fact that I come out of a situation and I'm out of the situation now. I got some goals that I want to accomplish, but I don't want to accomplish them the wrong way. So now I got to get to the mentor side of life because I need somebody that already have conquered this lifestyle and they can begin to walk with me and help me conquer the lifestyle. So it's a give. And then I get that and I walk along somebody and show them how we did it. Matter of fact, in the big book, it says that in order to get what they have, you have to do what they did. It ain't no
Mhm.
shortcuts.
Mhm.
I want the job. So now I got to know about the job. That's the most important. I got to know about the job that I want. So I got to do a little investigation on the job. They might ask me a question. And if I can't answer a question about the job, do I get to get a job? You know, in my quest for employment, my biggest thing that was held against me was when I leave, they go on the computer and look at my background check. And it's easy to make a decision on the computer. So I got the attitude. I used to bring my whole file in and in the middle of the conversation, push it to them and ask them to open up any page and let's talk about it. Because I'm right here, right now in your face, and I believe that I can enhance this job. I can bring a different, uh, what is it called? I can bring a different reset start to this job, and I'm gonna bring Jesus to this job. And so, open up the folder. Let's have a conversation about it, and you can make a right decision. Am I qualified for the job or not? And if you say not, I'm good with that because I did everything that I needed to do to have this conversation. It takes me to one of my sponsees was in my shoes, and he had a crooked past, and so in his job search, he had got real frustrated because of the fact that everybody started telling him no, and he let it get him down. And me and him had a discussion about looking at the gratitude of being able to go out and get told no. See, it's gratitude and humbleness and being able to do such because long ago he was not able. So now here it is, and you got a whole program foundated up. And this is one thing that I love about I-Kare, right? Because they afford clients to investigate these conversations because some of them may have hardship coming out of treatment.
Facts.
So the conversation is already laid. The challenge is, do you have enough courage to give you right information that changes the mindset and allow you solid goals and be goal oriented with recovery, give you recovery connections to help you along the next level. So this is the importance of looking at what is provided for you in your recovering process. And what are you willing to do? Are you willing, open-minded, and more honest about it? That's what we need, Mr. Green, is becoming open-minded, willing, and we can tackle any situation at hand with the spiritual guidance that comes here, that comes here, right? But the spiritual guidance is the foundation that's set. So a client can go forth and be saturated in spirituality as he go and live his life.
And so that being said, that being said, Proverbs 16:3, we're reminded that we must commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. And so if in my goal setting, in recovery, if I could keep God on my mind or God in my business, the scriptures encourage us to differentiate between our goals and our habits. They take us to a place where our destinations we aspire to reach are uh, uh, the cusp of everything that you said today, Clarence. Everything that you brought forth today is an aspiration of where we need to be as people, um, as people who are in recovery, as people who have gone through a journey, and that journey has not ended because we're not at our destination. So, um, um, those habits, I said the goals, but then our distorted habits are daily actions that guide us in our path. So we can, at one point, think of them as roots, the roots in the ground. And some of those roots are bad roots. They actually kill the progress. And then you have the branches of a tree that are healthy, that actually are calculated. They know where they're going. And that's the power of goal setting, to have strong branches, a determined mindset, guided by God, guided by the guided by spirituality or the higher power, as we talk about in the 12 step, instead of our bad habits that take us off of the branch or separate us from the vine. So we're supposed to talk a little bit about the spiritual aspect of it, and I like when we first need to embark on journeys like this by starting with small changes. Small changes. Zechariah 4:10. It says, "Do not despise the day of what? Small beginnings." So if I can just as that tree begins as a tiny seed, uh, uh, it starts to crackle, right, and then it starts to branch out. We must also take incremental steps in our endeavors. So each small action that we take is like watering that seed and ensuring that it grows. Next, um, we must update our environment. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company what? ruins good morals. So surrounding ourselves with people at I-Kare, with people who actually understand that you're a cultivating seed, we're going to put you in a good position to be successful and grow into the thing that you want to be. If I could get you to see that much and understand that your habits and your daily routines have seasons, if I can start to merge your purpose and organize your steps, if Clarence through group can cultivate a culture of growth from the seed, the watering of the seed, the guiding you through the steps, the 12 steps, guiding you through your spirituality. If we can do everything, there is a season and there's time to every purpose under heaven. By linking the new habits to the established habits, we create natural rhythm, which fosters growth. So Clarence, back to you. What do you see is the power of goal setting in recovery?
It's magical when motivation kicks in. In the Bible, it's a story about David when David was hiding in the cave and he was hiding and he was depressed. And the Bible says that he learned how to lift himself up and motivate himself, right? And so here
Encourage
it
yourself.
is.
Yeah.
I used to I used to hate Monday because Friday I got my check, Saturday I'm almost broke, Sunday I'm broke for sure, and Monday I don't want to go to work. So we call it Manic Monday. Now I can't wait till Monday because it's magnificent Monday. Because all weekend I have motivated myself because Monday gets me charged up because it's the beginning of the week. And the way that I walk into my week is the way that I walk into my weekend. See, here it is. I can look at it from the perspective of just being, but I'm valuable. I'm valuable because he woke me up. And since he woke me up, I can begin to do the work that's afforded for me to do with an aspect of being and having praise throughout my day as I begin to motivate myself and motivate myself. That thing that thing become contagious because for some reason somebody else get motivated when they come along in my
Yep.
spirit.
Yep.
So that thing get contagious. Now here it is. You working with a whole bunch of motivated people, and God used 7 men that was motivated to tear down the town, but He used 12 motivated men to change the world.
Yep. 12.
So Green, this motivation, ooh wait, but boy, I almost got excited right there. I almost threw out two hallelujah. But this motivation is so imperative the recovery lifestyle, life in general. When you motivated, you go out there and make it happen. No matter
Period.
what, you make it happen. When I wanted to go get what I like in my
Mhm.
addiction, couldn't nothing stop me. So why should something stop me today? So magnificent to have a magnificent day.
Yep. 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 And as we pursue our goals, that's very important, to attack the day, attack every day. I do this crazy thing, Clarence. When I wake up, I jump out of bed. Like I spring out of bed. I've been doing it for years. I
That's
jump,
right.
I spring out of bed, and my wife, she says it surprises her every day. Like this for years, I've been doing this, and what I do is I celebrate the achievement of purpose. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I I celebrate this vision that I have for my next day because tomorrow ain't promised. Ain't nobody promised us tomorrow. Well, since it's here, I may as well celebrate it. And so I love Psalms 126:3, and it says, "The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad." It's just that simple. Nothing too spectacular, but I actually attack my day by celebrating. So I rejoice in the beauty of the flourishing tree. I I rejoice because the wind blew across me one more time. I got one more chance to accomplish what I didn't accomplish yesterday. I I pulled an old Habakkuk 2:2, and I said, I've written my vision. I've made it plain on the tablets. I keep a record of my journey. I'm constantly, so I'm like, man, what are we going to accomplish today? And like when we get to I-Kare, we have one goal in mind, and that's to save souls from their old state and bring them to their new state. So I meet up with you in the hallway. We talk about the game plan. We're attacking our day because we realize how important and what a gift it is to have that day upon us. Man, go ahead and how would you wrap up this session for the people today?
And I can only do it one way after that, Green. And that's if ain't nobody told you that they care about you today. Always remember, I care.
I-Kare. And we'll leave it at that, y'all. We'll leave it at that. If ain't nobody told you, and you, if ain't nobody told you, if ain't nobody told you, who cares? I care. Clarence said, I care. So we care.
I care.
So y'all, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. Shine his glorious face upon you. Be gracious unto you and give you peace. Until next time, we out.